I
because we
thought it
gotta
was
talk
too.
about DEI.
Oh,
Like
okay.
none of
Okay.
this matters if we don't talk about that, right? Like I thought it was in the list. I should have read through it earlier. Otherwise, I would have started with this. But
Bro,
anyway, U.S. government workers told to report DEI efforts or face consequences. Um, Trump administration emailed thousands of federal employees on Wednesday, ordering them to report any efforts to disguise diversity initiatives in their agencies or face adverse consequences. Um, let's see. One of the first actions, President Trump signed two executive orders ending diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI programs within the federal government, and announced any employee working in those roles will be immediately be placed on paid administrative leave. Such program was designed to increase minority participation in the workforce, and educate employees about discrimination. Critics of DEI argued that practice itself is discriminatory because it takes race, gender, sexual identity, and other characteristics into consideration. Wait, well, that's okay. That's what they believe. Let's see. Reading more. Anyway, so the HSS employees who spoke to the BBC criticized the government's DI practice, believing that while it was important to build diverse staff and create opportunities in health and medical fields, identity politics have played into how we function normally, and it's not beneficial to the workplace. But that doesn't mean I want my colleagues fired, an employee added. Anyway, what do you guys think about this, man? Trump going after the whole DEI. On top of that, I should also point out that he I had it. Aside from DEI, he also they have frozen all civil rights cases that are ongoing right now, and also what was it? There was a he reversed a previous order from that's why I wrote that down. Anyway, he reversed an executive order that desegregated. Yeah, he revoked a previous order that was from the 70s that desegregated federal contracts. So he did both of those, all those things, kind of all at once. Um, and he instructed that, or there was whatever, it was something that went down saying that that the history of the Tuskegee Airmen in the Navy is to not be taught anymore. So random, petty, anti-black shit. So all those things together, I should just throw it out. What you guys take on that?
Just for clarity, did you say that he basically wants to expose? Wait, so that he wants to penalize organizations for hiding DEI efforts?
It says, reading this, the Trump administration emailed ordering them to report any efforts to disguise diversity initiatives in their agency or face adverse consequences. The request came after President Donald Trump banned diversity, equity, and inclusion offices and programs throughout the government. So he banned the government
Okay.
programs. He banned those programs first, and then he said if they're trying to disguise DEI, diversity, equity initiatives,
Mm-hmm.
then there will be consequences if you're trying to continue them.
Oh shit! Wow. There's oof.
Dr. K wrote in DEI, around 76.5% of DEI hires are white, 60% white women, only 3% are blacks, the lowest of all racial demographics. All veterans are DEI hires.
Yeah, that's kind of like along the lines I was thinking. Thanks for bringing that point up too, because that's kind of along the lines where I was thinking, where it's like the lines are blurred when we talk about DEI, especially when we talk about it in the government and agencies. They can basically try to put, because they still have that control in the agency, they, like, especially like at the top, they can still put whoever they want into DEI and call it the I part, right? Inclusion, right? So, and to her point that that black people are at the lowest percentage, even though it was meant to benefit all people of color. Usually think about, black people first, right? Like, and it's
Yeah.
not that's not the case here. So, damn. Overall in general, this is bad, but damn.
Racist ass shit to me.
Yeah, it is racist.
I mean,
100%
look,
racist. So
like Dr. K just said, 76% of our hires are white, with 60% being
Women.
white women. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this
mostly
is some
women.
racist shit because we know who they think about.
Right.
They think it's black people.
Mm-hmm.
They see black people in the government.
Yep.
Mhm.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they see black people in the government. They're like, yeah, we got to get rid of these people.
Yeah.
It's 100% racist, man. So it says critics of DEI like Trump argue that the practice itself is discriminatory because it takes race, gender, sexual identity, and other characteristics into consideration. Well, that sounds like what white men been doing for 250 odd years. So this shit is definitely racist, huh? Like that's what y'all been doing. So now that
it's like as if it wasn't happening before.
Right. So how is taking it away going to fix the problem? It's definitely racist, man. But he's kowtowing to his political base, bro. Racism is still deeply entrenched in the American psyche, man. It just is. So
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I do believe racism is entrenched in American psyche, but
white psyche. Yeah,
I definitely believe this is very specific to Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like it wasn't a problem.
I would agree with that too. As far as it's a Trump thing.
Yeah, like it's Trump and his ilk, like those guys, like Ron DeSantis, right? Like the Trump people are very invested in, and it's the same as the whole transgender thing. It's the same as the whole gay rights thing. It's all lumped together for them, right? It's the same with the whole abortion thing, right? The women's right to choose. Like for them, it's all the same. These are things that these people should not have access to, because they can't make good decisions. Anytime you hear about a DEI, anytime you hear about DEI, it's never in the correct context. It's always saying these people are in this position because they lowered the standards, right? Because otherwise a white man would be there. That's their only argument ever. And they'll never bring up veterans being a DEI, right?
And this is an example. This is an example of what I mean with him, kind of kowtowing towards his support group. So later on in the article that you sent, you says, President Trump's executive order. So this was a speech Thursday at the World Economic Conference in Davos, Switzerland. Trump declared he was making America a, quote, merit-based country. So President Trump's executive orders rescinding affirmative action and banning DEI programs are a major milestone in American civil rights progress and a critical step towards building a colorblind society. Yukong Mike Zhao, president of the Asian American Coalition for Education, said in a statement. He said it's a critical step towards building a colorblind society. So like now we don't see color in America, the colorblind society. I think everybody is just, they're all under this. It's tribalism, bro. Like you get people believing the same thing. And now no matter what, this is an Asian guy saying this, that they're going to go towards a colorblind society. It's a major step in a major milestone in American civil rights progress. Wow, I thought integration was supposed to be that, you know what I mean? So, 50 years or 60 years later, we're still talking about the same thing in the hiring process. But this is 100% racist. This is just to make it easier to hire more men. It only had to be white men. This could just be more men, just to basically hire whoever you want without having to go through the scrutiny of doing it. And it's 100% racist based, bro. This has nothing to do with making civil rights progress or anything like that.
No, they're not interested in civil rights at all. Like just the whole idea of them going out and targeting the Tuskegee Airmen, right? that whole program, right? That whole segment of the history of Black people in the United States and in the Air Force is like, why would you do that if it wasn't racist? Right? Like they had a role. Why would you go out to do that if it wasn't
See,
race based? You thought they
see
were
now,
DEI?
see now,
Right?
Juice.
Like, what the fuck you talking about?
Hey, Juice. Our common sense sounds dangerously close right there, man. Because I agree with you, man. See, that's common sense. You know, there's some common sense we can agree on. Like, why would you do that? Yeah.
Yeah. I call it deductive reasoning, but sure.
It's 100% racist. Okay, fine. Put a nice little bow on common sense, man. Deductive reasoning. I'm gonna start using it.
That's my deductive reasoning right there.
I'm gonna throw that shit around, bro. But yeah, it's 100% about race, man. Like, I guess maybe as Black men, we can point out the race card more easily, you know.
Yeah, but because they always like to tell us, you know, like, oh, y'all imagining it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, we've been some of the prime victims of racism in America is the Black male. So, you know, our fathers, our forefathers, you know. So, yeah, I guess we have as much right to talk on as anybody else.
Speaking of like imagined racism,
I want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
Yeah. That Hitler joke. You ever see that? You ever see that little Hitler meme? I forget where the movie is from. Where like they'll go tell him some bad news. They'll be like, Bucky killed Tony's parents, and Hitler like takes his glasses off real slowly and shit. You ever see those jokes, man? It's like hands are shaking and shit, and they'll like do a different voiceover for whatever scene. So like they're breaking the news to Hitler, and man, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so you know, speaking of imagined racism, telling us that it's all, you know, made up and shit.
I 100% believe in symbolism, man. I think people symbols are real and symbols are important, and like even, you know, symbols we have on our money, symbols you see on bridges or overpasses when you walk in buildings, you know, symbols that people throw up with their hands, and you know, it's a way to communicate without communicating almost, you know. So I don't think this was an act. Now he is Elon Musk. I mean, he could have just forgotten himself and just remembered how rich he was in the moment and just did some crazy shit, but looked an awful lot like a fucking Nazi salute. You know what I mean?
What would that have been?
What, Elon Musk? Oh, he forgot he was so rich.
Oh man, I'm so rich.
Yeah, he got to a haze. Yeah, he got to a haze. Yeah. Sorry, anybody who's German who listens. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so rich.
I forgot how fucking rich I am.
The thing that really fucking appalls me about people in general is just that there are people that have the nerve to say that was not a Nazi salute. There are people that have the nerve to defend that and saying it was just a greeting. There are people that have the nerve to say that that everyone is tripping because they don't know, they didn't live in those times, they don't know what a Nazi salute looks like, and I'm just like, I don't know, like,
it's like, bro, we all
shit like that. I don't have patience for, like, whatsoever. Like that was what it was. That was exactly what everyone thought it was at first.
And he did it twice.
Yeah. So like that, I'm just like, again, I'm just really appalled at like people. Not so much that, right? Like I'm just appalled at like people having the nerve to think that that's not what it was. Like I don't fucking understand like what the fuck is happening. But like,
yo, people know what
that shit was wrong. That shit was wrong, and that shit shouldn't be defended. And yeah, the fucking literal richest man in the world just felt like he had it's like, I got all this money. Nobody has more money than me, so I'm gonna just do this.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
and everybody's going to accept it. And if they don't accept it, who gives a fuck? I have all the money in the world. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking crazy. Like that's just a crazy line of thinking. So
that's why I said he is Elon. So maybe he just, shit. I'm rich as fuck. So it's not like he's a politician. So I wouldn't imagine. I mean, he is
he's in the government now.
Billionaire for 100% now. Yeah, shit. They're gonna make up a cabinet position for this motherfucker. Yeah,
they did. Sorry,
yeah, but
they did. The head of Doge. What the fuck is Doge?
Yeah.
But yeah,
the head of money and shit. Yeah. But maybe he just lost himself in the moment. But that shit 100% looked like what it was. That shit looked like a Nazi salute. And Elon should be a little more self-aware than that. But like you said, Frank, he don't give a shit. He's what y'all gonna do about it? I did it. What are you gonna do? And if it's too much of a backlash, I'll just deny that I did it, even though we all saw it.
Joe,
he's not gonna deny it.
He didn't deny it. He doesn't even almost deny it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to. He's Elon fucking Musk. What are y'all gonna do to me?
He's not gonna deny it. And it's now,
look at this shit.
Right. Did it hard too.
The thumb.
And did it hard.
That's not I love you. Who says I love you with your like I love you. Like what the fuck? Unless you hit like I don't know. Look at this shit.
I've heard I used to watch a lot of conspiracy videos, and they said that like a lot of times that like the celebrities will throw up symbols and gestures with their hands, and they can always get out of it because, like Frank said, they can always deny that they did it. But they're very subtle, and it's a way to communicate that you're in the know without actually saying anything, And you see it, and you're like, nah, Jay-Z didn't throw up the rock sign, or this person didn't throw up that, This was clear.
About the rock sign was like Illuminati.
Yeah. Back in them days, yeah. So, but this was clear cut. I mean, it's a fucking Nazi salute, bro. Like, but what are we gonna do? Are we gonna not? Is this Tesla stock gonna go down now?
I don't know.
He's Elon fucking Musk, like, and that's the problem is like, I guess this society, man, money rules everything. And when you're one of the richest people in the world, you heard about, rich people get that sense that they're above the law. I mean, imagine Elon fucking Musk, bro. Like he's above public opinion, unless it affects Tesla stock. That's or SpaceX. It's the only way he's not above public opinion. But other than that, I don't give a damn who y'all see me with. I don't care what symbols I throw up. You know what I mean?
Remember, if anybody says it's anything that it wasn't, you gotta remember. That's
right.
what a fucking Nazi would say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all watched that, Joe, man. Creature Commandos?
Actually, no. I've seen a few episodes, but I haven't seen this one.
This is like episode 4. Look,
okay.
This episode is everything, man. Like this, like G.I. Robot has been my motherfucking like therapist through this whole thing. Like this whole time, get ready to die, Nazi. Like this whole time, man. Like, that's all I'm thinking about. But yeah, man.
So are we going to talk? Are we going to touch on Wicked before we get out of here, or?
Yeah. I just want to run through the last things, and then we can talk Wicked. So he did the Nazi salute. Just the things that people said that it was. Okay. They called it a Roman salute.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah. So I guess Rome wasn't in the.
They were like, no, that's not a Nazi salute. He did a Roman salute. We don't know what you're talking about. You guys are delusional. He's clearly doing a Roman salute. Then they said this was his autism acting up.
What?
They said he was too excited, and he's
shit. I'm rich. Fuck. He just got excited. He just got in the moment.
Autistic, and you never know what they'll do.
Yeah.
And
it's just those Nazi symbols on national TV.
Yeah, just those Nazis. I don't hit them. And then they also say, of course, we don't know what we're seeing. And then they also said other people have done it too. I don't know if y'all have seen the memes. We had memes of like Barack Obama doing like this, and they have the memes of AOC doing like this, and just other stuff. Kamala Harris, right? When they're giving speeches, and they're like, "See, they did Nazi salutes too." Just saying, like, you guys are overreacting. But look, this is what Nazis do, right? Like, this is what they do. So whenever they say that shit, man, just remember.
So are you officially declaring Elon Musk a Nazi? It's official.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've said he was a Nazi before, but I'm glad I'm vindicated now.
Mm-hmm.
So he is definitely a Nazi.
Also, a bit of
Trump is not Nazi too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree.
They're all Nazi.
Yeah.
Wait, let me think. I'm not sure that Bezos is a Nazi, and I'm not sure that you know what he.
No, I think he is. I think he is.
No, don't get me wrong. He's definitely a Nazi.
Yeah, I think he is.
Don't misunderstand me.
Nazi scum.
yeah, fucking Nazi scum.
He's definitely Nazi scum.
I was gonna say it's a lot. So it's really interesting. Just looking at it sociologically, where the exodus from Twitter it was kind of like pretty steady before this, but after this, like that's how people are protesting. People are leaving Twitter in droves.
Yo, I'm tripping that people aren't returning their Teslas. Real shit.
Right? I thought, I mean, thinking about it, like, numbers wise, this might be the best move to protest, but
it always is. Hit them in the pockets.
Tesla's a whole ass car.
It is a whole ass car.
That might be their livelihood. They might need that to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, it's more of a matter of convenience and practicality for them. Let me keep my car that I paid off.
So
I mean, if you paid it off, I mean,
but it's just it's just a general observation that people are leaving Twitter in droves, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm impressed. People are moving to Blue Sky. People are leaving Facebook.
I'm on Blue Sky now.
People are leaving Facebook in droves. If you haven't left already, but
I didn't leave it, but I uninstalled my app because I still use the Messenger, to chat with y'all.
Yeah.
But I installed the app. I don't go on.
I only use Messenger. Also, I don't.
I barely even touch Facebook anymore. Never had a Twitter, so yeah.
But yeah. So that's kind of like a thing that's been kind of happening in the zeitgeist.
And that's always the best way to protest is hit them in the wallet. It's always that's how you affect change in this country that values wealth.
It's unfortunate that this particular individual, it won't really mean much. Hit them in the wallet, but it's still. Yeah. I think it's still the overall image of it, the optics of it. That's the word. Mm-hmm. The optics of it, of all these people leaving his platform. That's kind of I think that's kind of the best move as far as protest goes.
Let's not overlook the fact that the richest man in the world is a devout Nazi who did the Nazi salute in front of the American
president's inauguration.
At the president's inauguration. I don't know what else it would take for motherfuckers to
wake up.
There's nothing. There's we already had the limits. The limit test for credulity has passed years ago. But if this ain't it, it is not going to be anything else. Mm-hmm. He's literally in the government with the ambition to dismantle the government. They're all of these things they're doing with the CDC, with FEMA, talking about dismantling FEMA, talking about DEI, the justice. They are taking the government apart brick by brick. But as we speak, there's so much stuff that happened we didn't cover here. CDC ordered not to report. NBC News obtained a copy of a memo which advises the leaders of the CDC, the NIH, and the Food and Drug Administration to refrain from publicly issuing any document or communication until the regulations and press releases including regulation of press releases, until it's been reviewed and approved by a presidential appointee. And this is in place currently. That's in place currently. Their CDC, NIH, and Food and Drug Administration are not reporting, right? So, just be careful with the fucking meat you buy right now. Cook that shit real well, right? Because you don't know what the fuck is on it. We just had a whole salmonella issue. That's why the fucking eggs was crazy high. That's why the fucking grocery stores had no fucking chicken, right? Because the motherfucking, because the CDC was like, hey, right? We gotta, not CDC, one of them. They was like, yo, we gotta pull this back. And they were like, salmonellas everywhere, kill it. We don't get these reports right now. This is just one of them, right? I mentioned before, the civil rights cases are currently frozen, right?
Yep.
So anything that was pending on the docket is not being moved along. They just stopped it, right? So anyway, sorry. But that's just like, we're in the middle of a Nazi takeover. Like, we're in the middle of Nazi Germany #2. Like, if you guys look at the history of how Hitler did what he did, it's almost fucking task for task, man. It's almost tit for tat. Like, it's crazy right now. So, like, it's gonna come down to like what I don't know, man. Like, fucking emperor's taking over. What we gonna do?
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
I mean,
protect yourself.
Yeah, protect yourself. Got locked down, and
the scary reality is that with all these politicians and all these big tech guys and all these oligarchs and this conglomerate of power that's just swirling around us, it's like we're kind of at their mercy, bro. We kind of just got to go along as the American public. We kind of just have to go with the way the wind blows, right? You know what I mean?
Our defense was the government. That
what
was
could we
our
do
defense,
against Elon Musk?
But they bought it.
Exactly. Just like you said earlier in this conversation, the checks and balances. The government's supposed to regulate itself. Now it no longer does.
And they sold it, and the rich people bought it.
One can hope that like the best case scenario is that maybe after 2 years of this, and seeing this happen, and shit start getting real for a lot of people very quickly all over the United States, like maybe best case scenario is like we're tired of this shit, and the people actually start to rise up and say like we're all tired of this shit, like we're all being affected
and the band together, yeah.
And we do something about it, not like we do something about it, because like that's best case scenario. I don't fucking know, but like in the meantime, like we got to go through some shit first in order for that even to be considered a scenario.
People have to be uncomfortable enough.
Right.
Yeah, true that. True that, man. Well,
Yeah.
So you want to talk Snoop and them too? Who performed at the inauguration? Was it Snoop?
It's up to y'all.
Nelly?
Like, I don't really have much of us.
Yeah, I saw a post on Instagram. Snoop was like, "It's all good. I'm still black. I'm still black."
We had a Twitcher.
I was like,
he was commenting. Somebody on Twitch is commenting, talking about best case scenarios we do as well under Trump this time as we did last time. What we're tired of is a wide open borders, women and men's sports, out of control inflation. Most of us aren't progressive anymore. We learned it to lie. I don't know. Like, I guess we'll see, right?
I agree with some things, except for the progressive part.
We don't have a choice. Like, we're gonna have to wait this bitch out anyway, right?
We should always strive to be progressive. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with bettering ourselves as a society, right? Like, but
I would think so.
Everything comes down to opinions. Women and men's sports, or men and women's sports, right? Like, I think we can agree on that. And other things, like, just it comes down to what your opinion is of a certain situation. Maybe that's why they don't truly let the public into government, because then shit wouldn't get done. You couldn't get 100 people to agree on the same issue. You know what I mean? It's going to be 70-30. It's going to be 50-50, you know? So, like,
That's
maybe that's why.
how democracy works, you know?
Wasn't that like a doctrine of the, let the men must be governed or something like that, right? Like, you can't let everyone actually participate in government because you wouldn't actually accomplish anything, you know? So,
I don't know
maybe it's
about
true.
that. I mean, the people who participate are the voters, right? I think the only issue is that, like, the voters should vote how they feel, and the politicians in the government who are supposed to represent the people shouldn't be representing people who pay them the most.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it, right? Like, I think that's really what it comes down to. Like, if, like progressives, like, I guess if I'm going to talk about like the progressive position, which I clearly going to do, is that, like, one of the main progressive positions I'm aware of is that, you know, money in politics is fundamentally a bad thing. That people, when they vote somebody in, they're voting because they believe that person has their values. But if the person is voted into office and then do not deliver and deliver for the people, but instead they deliver for special interest groups, then that's fundamentally a misuse of their power, right? I that's one of the main tenets, right? Like, I think that, like, government is a tool for the people, right? And that, like, when the government is bought by the few, right, then the people who vote for the government, the people who are supposed to be representing the government, or the government who's supposed to be representing the people, stop working for the people. I really think that's just really comes down to. So if you, like, yeah,
Sounds like common sense to me, Juice. I agree with you.